I'm not gonna skip that part and didn't repeat it, so then I just ditched that and went straight to the next part because I played it wrong.
Got it. Okay.
Welcome to the newest episode in the Masterclass series. Masterclasses are a fantastic way to quickly learn by watching others learn. You can efficiently digest many of a fantastic instructor's best ideas in an environment that doesn't include being stressed about your own playing. Over time, I hope to have a library of masterclasses that includes many of the most commonly played pieces, so you can find a masterclass on the piece you are working on. These are longer videos, so I'm eager to hear in the comments if this is something that is valuable to you.
just so everyone knows, I think you already mentioned this. I mean, I did play violin, but I'm primarily violist. I'm pretty much 99.9% a violist. So when you hear me play, it'll either be an octave lower or maybe at pitch sounding probably horrible. But I'll do my best. Make sure I'm not in your way. Let's see. But you need to see this. There are a couple of things that I notice. You set up everything, the way you play is fantastic. However, I will say that where is, in the bow, where do we play, if we want to play something powerfully, where do we play? Do we play up here, here, here? Tip, middle, frog. If we want to play like as powerfully as we can possibly play. I'll even throw in a clue. If you're playing on the G string, where are you going to probably play the loudest? At the frog. 100% at the frog. And I wonder if you go through this movement, if you can find the spots where like, I think I need to play in the most powerful spot, and it would be in the frog. And a couple spots, I wasn't totally sure if that happened. So that's one thing, just being really conscientious about where you're playing in the bow. Particularly also, like if you want to play on a very soft passage, yeah, so for instance, when you're playing, you're going to play with a light bow and probably, you know, a little bit more bow speed and upper half further away from the bridge. But one spot in particular, I'll show you. Two spots. Let's see if I can remember them. Here's a great example here. You're even taking more bows, right? Could you play that for everybody? Out of context, it's kind of hard. Where do you want to start? Is it better here or better here?
Probably there.
Okay. You go under tempo. Ba da dee da dee da 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 da. Out of context, it's very hard. Can you just play the last 5 notes? This. Yeah, and in those spots, there's 2 things. One, playing at the frog. The other part, and this is kind of for everyone, when you want to create more sound. I'm wondering, because I feel like, I know were you percentage-wise 100% nervous, 50% nervous? Where were you? Or 0?
I was 0 until I screwed up the one part.
Oh, just now? Or before?
Like,
before?
No,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Then you start thinking about other things other than this, I know. When we want to play louder, obviously playing the lower half. The second thing is, do we play with, do we have more weight when we're playing with flexed muscles or released, relaxed muscles? Yeah, totally. I mean, who has a brother or a sister and has tried to carry a younger one, hopefully? We try to carry them when they're asleep. I know parents do this all the time. When they're sleeping, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so hard to pick them up. But they're like, yeah, pick me up. It's much easier. Please, please. Imagine if you're a cheerleader, same thing. If you were a little bit more relaxed in your shoulder, all of these muscles, your back, and I'm going to even say, because you were like this the whole time with your heel up, and I'm wondering, can you sit in your hips? Can you feel the ground? And we're lucky right now. We're all in our not even wearing shoes. We can literally feel the ground. I'm wondering if we can even feel that if we play through a passage. Could we even? We'll get to this again. We'll get to this again. Could we try? It starts to liven up. How about? I want to go in the lower registers section. How about, actually, could we go from, this is not the best part, can we go from, I'm sorry, there are no bar numbers, Whitney. Dare I say, let's just go from the very beginning, I guess. Could we actually go from there? Do you know where that is? Can we try that? And I want you to try this 100% as, you know, this is one where I would almost sometimes have my students play with their thumb underneath, just so you can really feel the weight of your arm going in versus sometimes we have the upward pressure of our thumb. Can we try this once with your thumb on the bottom? This is not a punishment. This is actually to try to feel. Try to feel. We're not going back yet.
Sorry.
Yeah. Good. And dynamically, where are we dynamically? Can you tell the audience? Piano, that's a forte, nothing marked.
Nothing marked.
Yeah, the last thing no, we're forte. Pianissimo, crescendo, forte. There's a diminuendo and it goes to something, so we're not totally sure, but it was forte. So maybe mezzo something?
Oh, it's
Yep.
the first part.
Oh no, the one later, sorry. This is not bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not bar 6, this is the second one. Can we start there?
Okay.
And let's go with mezzo forte, and I really want you to feel the ground. I want you, may I touch your shoulder?
Sure.
All of this whole right side of your body, from head to toe, I want you to feel a release. Yeah? Can we try that? Good. And that's one aspect to just opening the sound. We're not trying to this is not a power play right now. The other thing is, even though we've got this overhang here, I do want you to imagine you're in a bravanel and you're singing out. Even if you were singing, you wouldn't try to get to one thing. It's this whole, you have to use your entire back, your entire body to project. Can we try that same thing? If she wanted to play a little louder, where, for all the violinists in here, where should she start with the pickup E?
Middle.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, right now it's already louder, just by being closer to the frog, closer to your hand. Yeah? Can we try that? Good. And the other thing, to get more sound, my chamber music students know this because I talk about it in a way that's maybe they aren't used to it, but these are quarter notes. Dee da da, right? Da da. Can you hear the subdivisions? Can you pull the subdivisions? So as opposed to, which is what I hear, which is very nice. The sound does project, but it doesn't continuously sing. Can we try this? So I want you to pull the 16th. So actually right now I want you to just try this. Just to play the subdivisions without piano. You can start down. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, you don't need the music. You know the notes. Good. And when you're playing this, I hear each and every single eighth. I really want to hear you still. It's always musical, always phrasing. Can you go to that note? Yeah, keep going. Yep. All the way here. Keep going. The last note. Yes, and they can't see it because you're faced this way, but this is what I see. I'm wondering if you could just pull yourself in above your hips to really feel. It's almost strange that I'd say athletic. It's not really strange. But we have to think of ourselves as a little bit more athletic when we're performing. Especially, I do move around when I, not when I'm playing orchestra, but, but when I'm playing solo in chamber music, I do move around quite a bit because it is athletic. Can we try that one more time? Actually, I'll do the subdivisions. You play it normally, but still pull the subdivisions, yeah? And 2 and 3. Yeah, and that the line's not even done, right? So, as much as you open, we don't need to close it all the way. The line is still, the sentence isn't over, if that makes sense, musical sentence. Good, can we try, good, and can we do that for the very beginning, I'm wondering? And is this a diminuend? Or does it continue? There's no right or wrong, I'm just trying to understand.
It continues.
Okay, can we try at the very beginning with piano? Good. Nice. Your thumb is still underneath. You can put it back. Okay. You can put it back. Sorry, I should say that's thank you for doing it. Do you feel anything from playing underneath, from with the thumb underneath, just out of curiosity?
I thought it felt more comfortable than normal bow grip.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you feel any difference in your shoulder, in your arm, in your lower, in your back? Just
I couldn't force the weight.
Yeah. There's not this torque, which we all do. We get nervous, we immediately do this, we collapse, and then we, and I'm wondering, just keeping this open, the same way, like, we collapse this, we're done. We collapse this, we're done. Keeping them both open and free, and being able to use our bigger muscles, not just the small muscles. Yes, we use our small muscles all the time, but we don't want to overdo it, especially in a piece where we want to actually have a big punch when it's needed. Beginning. And I'm wondering, there's a really special thing when you have a shape that you created. Can you exaggerate these shapes? Because right now, I hear it, but it's very subtle. I need you to exaggerate what we are feel and real. I talk about this with my students. What we feel and what actually comes out are often very different things, especially when we're students. So the amount of exaggerate, you know this because if there's been, let's say you're waiting in between movements of a piece, orchestra or solo, it seems like it lasts forever. You're like, let's go, but it actually is just, somebody had to blow their nose in the audience and everyone's just not even ready to accept what we're gonna do next. There's plenty of time, or there's a break, a grand pause, and they're like, I need to continue, but they need to feel the grand pause. Does that make sense? So here, that little shape, right now, could that mean the world to you right now to exaggerate all of these things? Yeah, beginning. This is where Jane, right? Mm-hmm. I need you in most of this, not me, Cesar, needs you to understand him much more. So this little shape that I had her play, I have time, right?
Yeah, we're about there.
Okay. That's something you added, which is wonderful, or your teacher or somebody, and it's great. But the other ones I asked you to bring out, Cesar wrote that. You must absolutely, unequivocally bring those two out. And then when we got to, could you bring the audience in? Because what does he write right there?
Pianissimo.
Pianissimo. Have we had that yet?
Mm-hmm.
No, we've had Who knows the beginning? Dolce cantabile, whatever that is. Dynamically, who knows? But it's definitely not forte. It's something, it's sweet and singing, yeah? And whatever Dr. Pisa does, then you do that, yeah? This is bring us in, yeah? One more time from the very beginning and then we'll stop. Can you answer already? Have a conversation with the piano because it happens all over the place, including parts where then the sun comes out. That needs to be a bigger moment, yeah? Otherwise, they won't get Franck. And we don't get drama, and we don't get just dark, worry, mysterioso, and we don't get dolce, young, vibrant. We need all those contrasts. Beginning, please. This is the very happy part. Oh, one more time, one more time. Make sure you connect, yeah? This whole thing is a conversation, yeah? That's a big moment. That's forte, and there's a diminuendo. When you see diminuendo, that's the biggest moment. You see crescendo, it's probably your smallest moment, and you can prepare thusly, yeah? Okay, so if you can remember that, for instance, there's a crescendo right after. That note would probably be my softest. I would take a little time when it's right where it says soar. But this is so fast. Thank you so much for playing, Jane. Thank you. beautiful playing. Wow, what a trip down memory lane for me. This doesn't get played often enough, and I cannot believe how similar this is to every, all I kept hearing was Handel Messiah. Throughout this whole thing, like an aria, and you sing beautifully through your box of wood. I hear you're really emoting, which is perfect because it's affettuoso. That's what it's marked, which is pretty kind of rare to actually see that marked. That's what arias do, but it's where singers sing about their feelings. And then the recitatives is where the story happens in oratorios and opera. So don't change anything about that. I do wonder if we can make, so the singing aspect is great, but in Baroque music, there is almost always, if not always, an element of dance. Do you have any idea where that element of dance might be throughout?
Let's see.
It might be tricky or incredibly obvious. It's hard to tell.
I could be totally wrong, but I think maybe right here. Da 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 da.
Yeah, right on that cadence. Yeah, and what about it makes it does that, without giving it away, what about that makes it feel dance-like to you?
I think the lightness in the space between the notes.
Ah, the space between the notes, the dotted rhythms.
Yeah.
That is where you can shine. And also, I know we're still working on like which one's a 32nd, which one's a 16th. And I dare say you can almost, sorry if I was saying something different, David, but I would go overboard and almost think double dot, because sometimes you're playing them often you're playing them as triplets. Not quite that much, but you're close. Bum, tuddy, ta-da, ta-da. So the 16th notes are not part of the first note, it's part of the second note. So the very beginning, ba-da-da-dee, da-da-da-dee. This 16th is part of the E, not so. Always moving forward there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. But the other parts where it's not that, do exactly what you're doing. The only new thing I would add, very beginning, is to group notes. So you're building structures. Ba-dee-ta-dee. She helps. Dee-da-dee-dee-dee. So you get incredibly long lines, and you start seeing structures being built. So it's architecture throughout. We usually talk about architecture with Bach, but totally works here. Very beginning, you do some grouping, and then I'll be your kind of rhythm police or dance police.
Okay.
Sounds worse when it's rhythm police, and more like, let's make sure we dance, yeah? That's more fun. Beginning. Close. This was great. And that is a 16th, right? So it'd be 2 16ths. Can we try right on those? Is that up? No, it's down. Right there, yeah. So down bow from here. You hear that? That's just me being that is rhythm police right there, because we're not even trying to sound like dance. One more time. And hope. Without me. Yeah, and I'm wondering, I guess you're,
I think.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But I don't know what's original, but let's pretend the Suzuki is the original, and let's just actually Can you do a tiny bit of a space? Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. It should be. This is another thing I'll just throw in. If we do change bows, you know, like we're adding a slur over what should be two slurs, we still keep the articulation as originally written. You can change that bow to all up, but it's just try to keep that. It's like changing the words to the song or to consonants, yeah? One more time from the B. Down bow. That's right. Yeah, sorry, it's gonna look really weird on my instrument. No. Good, now, watch your bow. You hear all the poking of notes.
Yeah.
Dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum. Long line, which is why I want you to really sing. Beginning, yep. Keep singing all the way through the 16th, through this. 16th. 16th. No. Good. Take note. He smiled. And right in this is where it can be fun. Where we're dancing and where we're singing. And if you can remember those two things, all of yours unaccompanied Bach, you'll hear me say the exact same thing to, is it Kate who's going to do that? You're singing or you're dancing. So all this, I can really pull that long note and sing. I can even vibrate if I want, yeah? Can we just do the second one? Actually, how about from there? You mind giving that beat? Now it's dance. Yeah. More crescendo. Good. And something, oh my gosh. Ah. Yeah, right there. Isn't that Messiah? What aria is that? Oh, it's driving me crazy. And I don't even get to play it this year. I'm out of town. This part, right on that, can that be, I don't believe you play in those two notes, is that right? Other than holding. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, on that one, can you actually don't try to intensify anything, because it's so simple. You just dance. Something as incredibly, can you actually, is again what I talked to Jane about, bring us in. You don't need to shout that one, yeah? That's right. Good, can we just try that, and I'm guessing close, yeah, okay. Can we go from second beat of 4? So I'll give you a beat. And there, yeah. Oh, that is a 30-second. Yeah. One more time. Ta-ta. Even more here. Good. And right on these moments, similar to what I was talking to Jane, although you might have been downstairs, all these long notes that you have, the whole thing, you have a partner the entire time, but can you just play from And can your high C sharp start to evolve based on what everyone else is, what your pianist is giving you? And then the second time as well. And look forward to it. Right on that E, please. Yeah. Yeah, that's the first one. I'll show it to you. There you go. You can use the music. Right there. Dance. Ta-ta, ta-ti-pom. Dance. Pa-pom. Sing. Good, good. The main concept is your singing is wonderful. All those 30-second dotted notes need to be, in my opinion, a little lighter, so we're on our toes a bit more for dancing. So we have both. It's not just team ta-dam ta-dam dee. It will then sound, even however much you're vibrating or not, it will sound too heavy and too romantic. It has to be a little lighter for this, yeah, for this time period. Excellent. Thank you so much, BJ. Ava, bravo.
Thank you.
The first Ava I've met with an E at the beginning that actually pronounces Ava in a while. So many
Yeah,
Evas.
there are a lot of them.
Took me a while to get used to saying Eva now, and then like, oh, wow, an Ava. My daughter's Ava with an A. One. Okay. First of all, just really fantastic. Intonation, which is incredibly hard, is great. And you laughed at one point, like, oh, that made a little extra noise. It's the extraneous noises will happen in all of the Paganinis. It's totally normal. Perlman can have it in his recordings. You can have it in any audition. Two different big parts, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the? Well, I'm curious to hear from the audience. What's the difference between the A section and the B section? Anyone? Any? I know everyone has an opinion. Yes?
The first section's in D major, the second is in B minor.
That's very specific, yes. Even simpler than that.
The A section seems like a dance almost.
Yeah? The other one could also be a dance, but why are they different? What's the feeling?
One's intense and one's not.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, fire and ice, yeah. So like the second one, definitely intense. Give me a word, Ava, for the first one.
Serene.
Serene, that's great. Even when you have, I'm wondering if you can, I'm not going to try to change your if you can, on this, I hear a little bit of accent on the string crossing on the top note. If you can still think singing on those and softness in particular the back of your hand, like, yes, for the downbeats. Are you doing all separates again? That's not the main thing. The main thing is that you don't rush through all that. Particularly those two notes in particular, the dotted quarters, the easiest part, coincidentally. You rush. Give yourself time and give the space in the hall time to cadence. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm wondering the very opening for this serene. I'm wondering if the A string, yeah, it's A string for you. The A string, how serene can your bow be on the A string? Because sometimes when you are about to have a bow change, it rushes, particularly the last eighth note of the 3/8. T da 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 dee da da dee. You maybe heard me. It's not, again, a rhythm. It's really just so you can actually sing every subdivision. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can try the very beginning, hearing the subdivisions. Yeah.
Playing the subdivision?
No, just singing through. Yeah. Rhythmically great, and you hear that?
Yeah.
As smooth as you can make those. Can we try that without the D? Here, I'll be your D. Still hear it. I still hear it. What's the dynamic? Nothing, right? Yeah, it doesn't have to be that soft. Maybe you can be even more. You're not playing the D, so try even more so that you can release. And I'm wondering, I'll have to look a little bit more if there's something new going on that I can help you with. with the actual D now by yourself. Yeah. Well, if you can think to help that, open that the A a little bit more as opposed to that. So don't be afraid of the open A. Yeah. What is the rhythm? Duple, duple. Keep it the same, yeah? Good. And I know it's a fifth, but you sound great. Make sure that is for a full value, and that and you don't. I wouldn't diminuendo too much. T, okay, that E go to the A. E, that way you have that room. I think that's how you want to phrase it anyway, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's the hardest part is the fifth, that she's coming away from it, and it sounds great. Good. I think I've spent enough time on that. The one thing in the fire section, the middle section, which sounds really great. Watch that we don't, it sounds like to me, all of these octaves, it sounds like a dotted eighth with two 16th rest, 16th, 16th. To me, I think the inevitability, like it's this almost, it's like, bells tolling in the distance. Bum bum bum, bum 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 bum. It's an inevitable thing that's coming. Mm-hmm. And to make the bowing, I know it doesn't have to be that bowing. I mean, bum bum bum, whatever bowing that you end up with. But Galamian has this down, or I guess sometimes we do that. Dee 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 dum bum bum. They should all be, in my opinion, equal. Mm-hmm. Also, these notes. Can you play this for me? Because this is great, but when you go up, when you're going down, can you play this? Yeah. Finish the notes. Ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum. That bass will, first of all, help your ear hear the last note is a what? E? So that you're going to an A. If you don't, I know you're bringing out the A, you're doing this. Sorry, is that A natural? You're doing, and then you're trying to jump. Can you actually really bring that out? Because you're already switched it to forte, not piano. Ba-da-dum, right now you're doing ba-da-da, and then you have to play it loudly. Ta-dee-dum-pum-pum-pum. To me, it should be one, even with that break. Yeah, can we try? How about we don't do it all the way? I think this is okay. Can we go from, where's a good spot for you here? Here?
I can start right on it if you want.
I want to hear some of these guys. So can we start from here? Good. That one right there. Yeah, I personally, in a hall, I'd rather hear bum 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 than bum 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 than that. Because you're almost taking the same time anyway. But really hear the entire arpeggio, bum bum bum, before you go on. Can you go just from? Good. To me, if you do this, you have a chance to do the piano. I don't know if the fortes was an artistic or decision. It can totally work. To me, bum, bum. He changes it here. The other ones he doesn't. So that's what I want to keep. So even if you do it this way, to me, I want to hear those notes speak. Because everything else, it's funny because you're senior auditioning, correct?
I already auditioned.
Oh, you already.
Yeah.
Oh, you already auditioned. Okay. Well, are you playing this again sometime soon?
Yes.
Great. So on those, it's to me, I immediately, just so you know, I immediately hear a weak spot among such great playing. So those are just a few little spots. So don't rush in the first section. Keep that serene, including the rhythm. The rhythm is incredibly important. The bow change is really important. Other than that, to me, that sounds great. But this bum bum bum, that's the biggest one. The other one was here, and I'll have to stop. When you go to this, can you go from? To me, you can play with this. To almost, right now, it's both times you're stopping and then starting. I would, to me, I think you can play with it. On those 4/16ths within. Now you already have a wiggly line on it, but right now you're doing dum, bum, 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 bum. It sounds too bland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
All of this, when you're playing this, should sound like you can do whatever. Yeah? Which means you need to have A through A option, B, C, D, E, F, G. And in the moment, my audience needs G, which is way risky, but they are sleeping. Or I'm feeling really good, I'm going G, and they're right where with me. It's like, I am nervous as everything. I'm sticking with B. A. Why don't you do A today? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But right now I only have one, and it's the same one every time. There's that here, when you get this. All of this, when it goes lower, to me, needs to be louder. And then these, can you play this one bar? This needs to sing every single note. Can you etude this right now? Ba da dee da dee, ya da 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 dee. To me, it's the only measure that has tenutos. You just play just that bar. Again, I don't hear in the 16ths. Da da dee da da. Yeah, in every single one of those moments, I need you to hear. Fat ends of the notes as opposed to lean. It's just for one bar and it makes it stand up like crazy. And that anticipation that you just felt is exactly what he writes. Then you get that. So you have to bring that it's all this contrast all in one little section. Yeah, or one bar. Yeah. Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What you audition? What you doing? Isabel? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful playing.
Thank you.
Beautiful playing. There's not. I mean, first of all, all of your students have such beautiful bow holds and play with. They all sing. It's really wonderful. And you seem to know this piece very well.
Yeah.
Or you just love it a whole bunch and just.
I love it a whole bunch.
Okay. Good. You can be all those things. Let's see. First of all, you sound lovely throughout. There are a couple of phrasing things that I would do. I don't know, because I don't know about this edition in particular.
Mm-hmm.
There's some subito or pianos that are in strange places to me.
Uh-huh.
One of them is. That on just that, I don't know. To me, that doesn't make sense. But I also didn't play the opera this year, so I missed out when Madeline played this. And then the same thing. This is a note earlier, and it's pianissimo the second time. So, do you know?
I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay.
We actually mentioned it recently. It's like weird. Yeah. I think starting the diminuendo there, maybe.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I think. And then there.
Yeah. Okay.
That's but in that one spot, I actually love that you bend your knees. To me, that's, if you're nervous, sometimes it helps, but also just gives you a way to release.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's that released, relaxed muscle that gives you that sound.
Yeah.
But in this particular spot, every time, I think, you'll have to look at the recording, but we were way over here.
Okay.
And I just wonder if you could feel, like I'm in front of this wall that I know is going to help me project, if you could feel that same power behind you as if you're in front of, that wall that can just project for you.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt you're going to go away from the wall.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you're going to almost embrace bringing that sound and also bringing sound on the back of the instrument.
Okay.
Could we try just that section, that part here, just so you have a frame of reference? How about from 17?
Yeah.
Good. All your down bows are so good. I'm wondering if can you actually feel like your sound is also going to go this way and then it's going to go back because you have that wall behind you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's even for your down bows and up bows. Right by yourself on the E, please. D.
I did wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a bowing I probably wouldn't do, just because of that exacta. We end up using too much bow on it, and you do kind of have a parenthesis diminuendo, but let's go all the way to the E, D. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. And don't be in a rush on that one note. Yeah. They'll wait.
Okay.
By they, I mean the orchestra.
Should I still start?
Same place, yeah. Yeah, and take really great care of the ends of all of your phrases.
Okay.
You actually bring us into a phrase, a high point, climactic moment of a phrase beautifully. Then the end, if you go down, less care.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm wondering if with the piano may help. Can we go from right on the Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm not.
Good. She'll be with you. Don't even worry about it. Don't even. Yeah, she doesn't. You don't have to show. If anything, the way you are creating sound there is an inevitability about where that's going to go. Da, da, dee, 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 dee. And also her part shows where it goes. So you don't have to show anything. She actually showed you where it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into that. So you can practice building the phrase beautifully and then coming away. How about we go from, how about the second time, let's go from 11. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
So that wall behind you for this. Yeah. Even here, especially the lower. Up those two. Play it with her. Good. Quick question on that C natural. This time felt a little different. I thought the first time you went a little bit more, no?
I think I did go a little bit more.
Okay. It's fine that you do different things. That's actually wonderful that you do different things. It should be based on how you ended the previous part. So, if you want to enliven what's happening, or if not, then keep reading. But all of this is swirling much more than the previous part.
Okay.
So show much more of the these swells that happen. Yeah, it's much more active. Also, it's mezzo forte. That's why I was like, I think it needs more on that one. Can we just go from? This is the last 1 more minute. Okay, great. From the last 2 notes. Yeah, so right on that note, to me, I almost would think this within my C, and that's the bigger swell. Right on that C, if you don't mind. It's okay. Show that so much. I think it'd be much more dramatic.
Okay.
To me, it's very PG. Needs to be more dangerous, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Can we go from on those? Yeah. You can go around the downbeat, that's fine. To me, this is incredibly pure. So we have this. Can I play with you? So even that there's still no crescendo
Okay.
throughout all of that. So just hold us. We're in the palm of your hand, but like, oh, pa-da-dee-da. It's very private.
Okay.
Yeah, right on this. How about? Yeah. Are you in tempo?
Wait, sorry.
Maybe you're on down bow.
That?
No, just run. Now it starts opening here. Back of your hips and with the back. Good. And in those parts, sustain as much as possible to keep the fire going after. This I hear. I'm exaggerating, not doing that much, but I hear some in and out.
Okay, yeah.
And it needs to have that fire all the way through in order for you to actually. And no one's. Then you have kind of our ear. Otherwise, you're like, oh, she sounds angry.
Yeah.
Instead of incredibly passionate, and we're like, I'm in the middle of this, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, thinking about this, the way I'm just listening to myself strangely, connecting with the music, just so you know, is always number one. Connecting with composer is always number one. If you can do that, everything that you practice has purpose. It's not, oh, I need to please my teacher, oh, I need to play with perfect technique, I need to win that competition. None of that matters if we're actually, connecting with something else. And you'll really never get nervous. Because you're just like, well, I'm not singing, I'm playing through a box of wood, trying to, communicate with an audience about someone else's work of art.
Yeah.
And if you do that, that process is great, and then the moment you're, just by doing that is art, because you'll never do it exactly the same. Good. You sound wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Kate, it's nice to hear you. Let's see. Remind me, with the sonatas and partitas, what's the difference between the two of them?
The partitas, a dance. I think like a collection of
Yeah.
dances.
Yeah, there's no prelude like the cello suites.
Yeah.
It's so there's like they always have a prelude, which is not a dance. Partitas are all dances, yeah.
Mm.
What about sonatas?
I don't know.
That's why I'm asking, like, can you remind me? Because I don't totally remember. But we do know, if it's dancing, not for the church.
Yeah.
Not sure that this is necessarily for the church, but maybe a little bit more appropriate. There are no dance movements, right? It doesn't change how you're supposed to play it, but I guess partitas it would. And it gives you a sense of the contrast of the partitas and the sonatas. Yeah, because even it's a fugue that's next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like even fugues will have some sort of more motion to it, and will feel like it could be almost like a dance, right? This, not so much. And I'm wondering if there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. Sorry, it's going to be a fifth lower, so it's going to sound weird. But when I do actually try to play this, yeah. But I do want to be. It's a slow movement, slowish. Again, it's adagio, yeah, at ease. The bass. There are two things. Your bass notes versus melodic lines. Unless they're actually connected, they need to be, in my opinion, much more separate. So that's the first thing. The other thing is, if there is when you have triple stops or chords of any sort, quadruple stops, whatever they are, and they resolve, I can't remember if we've talked about this, don't punch and don't make the resolution even more. If anything, that's a release. So this part in the middle where it starts to here, and you have this. I mean, those are all clearly more dissonant, yeah?
Mm.
I mean, they're all suspensions. But every single one of those build and build and build. Where does it cadence? Where does it finally finish? Can you play that for everyone, starting from here?
Mm-hmm. Right there.
I don't think they'll. To me, that doesn't tell me like, oh, good. Now I understand. That's still incomplete. So keep going.
Mm.
All of a sudden, it's changing. So even this, to me, that's still not done. To me, that's a bass line. Even though it's up high. This B flat. Dee 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 pum tee da 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 pum pum tee. It's hard to see, but the difference between if it's a bass line and if it's the melodic line is so incredibly important. Can you keep going? Just because I'm trying to find the actual cadence. Can we go from here? Ba-da-da. This to me is the funny part, is that, at least in this edition, there's did that resolve it?
No.
No, and what does he mark over it?
A fermata.
And then a fermata. So it's like, hold that. We're not done. So I kept hearing you stop in cadence when I didn't feel like the sentence was over.
Okay.
So the whole thing feels a little bit notey and long when it could just have one large phrase with some sweep and some holding spots. But to me, it seems too segmented.
Okay.
Yeah? Can we try even the very opening line?
Mm-hmm.
Can you actually keep the line and the sound going all the way until you hear an actual cadence? And when that happens, what happens in a cadence? And I know it's not a dance, but what happens in it if you're dancing and there's a cadence? What do the people do?
Stop.
And look at each other and bow. And in that moment, they don't punch each other. They don't go, yeah, high five. They actually just like, oh, okay, we're back in the home key. I'm home. I'm in my home key. Yeah, that's where I was going for. So release. Yeah, beginning. But I want to hear much more without the chords. Can I play the chords for you? And I want you to play just a melodic line.
Okay.
Yeah. But even this, I hear you playing the chords, and I want to hear that G becomes melodic, as opposed to just this part of the chord here. I would maybe, if you're vibrating, which I thought you kind of were, are you vibrating throughout? I thought so, yeah. Then make that G vibrate just a little bit, and it lets us know that note is seen. Same thing with that C sings. Right now it kind of holds a little longer, but then it drops sound-wise here, and then you start singing, and and I'm like, oh, I hear chord, I hear then the melody, no tie over. It needs to connect those notes.
Okay.
Yeah, beginning with everything. That's the chord that resolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds the same intensity as the previous ones.
Okay.
Right? Can that really release? Because the other ones, the very beginning, can be the same note, right? Same chords. Then this, and then we have already that's dissonant. So I say this to everyone, dissonance is expressive. Bring those out. Consonant, we release, yeah, but absolutely bring out. We have, oh my gosh, please continue. Right, that's already one. Yeah, seventh. And if I do that, it sounds the same. And that's like, oh, yay. Thank you for bringing us back to G minor, which now feels like, oh, great. Before, when you first start, it's like, oh my gosh, this is sad. And then you show us tritone in seventh, and then back to G minor, and G minor feels like home. Can you try that from the very beginning? In that topic sentence, you must get that expression in the dissonance and the release in the consonants. Otherwise, the whole thing, we won't believe you. Yeah. Even the F sharp. I can't play it. That D sustains, and when that D holds over, it then lets us know that we're going to get to that C at some point because that's a suspension. Yeah? So you have to lean into those dissonances in the chords, and every note after that tries to get us to a resolution. And when it comes to resolution, we don't hit it. Yeah? That gives us some weight and some lightness. It gives us levity to this. Otherwise, it's too much, yeah? This gives us a little more horizontality. But we go from then it goes on. So that's an incredible little moment. And he hides it under a trill. But you have to let us hear that. Yeah, can we go from this? Much better. Before I sound like double stop technique. Even though it's not a dance, I think that general rule of coupling as opposed to I think is really important to give it again a little bit of lightness. Is that helpful? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that's the main thing. Can we just jump before we finish? Can we go from right here? Just so we can feel this, feel the tension that goes all the way through this part, yeah?
Okay.
It wants to move, and you're forcing the move. Can you feel that?
Okay.
This is where when it is dissonant. Can you express even more? If you can remember one thing from this, I hope you remember dissonance is expressive. I have my students repeat this. Dissonance is expressive. Dissonance is fun.
Dissonance is expressive. Dissonance is fun.
This is a lot of dissonance right here, yeah?
Okay.
Dissonance here. I mean, we are going to get that, but not until we get to the A flat. So a little more innocence and lightness here, right on that B flat.
Okay. Right? Should be in, but it's not. What is it? It's.
How did he write the next note? It should be this. It should be E flat major. It's not. What is it? Yeah. So you have to know how fun that is in order for them to get a chance to understand. Like, whoa. Right now, I'm not sure that you have built it toward that.
Okay.
Two things. One, this is very dissonant right here, all these suspensions. Then it lightens up to have a fake ending. It's like, it should be, we're going to E flat. We're totally going to go E flat, which is the relative major of G minor, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden we get to that chord, what in the world am I going to do next? And it should. He does this in every single first movement. Oh, not every. I can say that for every prelude for the cello suites. I can't remember the partitions, the sonatas. But it's always on a wrong note. And he puts a fermata on it, a wrong chord. It's not by accident. So before that, you have to set that up in a way and create ways, remember, for all these suspension and held notes for those to sing. Any cadence, release. Otherwise, it sounds just like the same. We have no idea when the sentence ends. Okay? Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. And you are Vaughn?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Wow, you sound wonderful. All the hardest parts I don't think are an issue for you in terms of playing the double stops, which is to me probably the hardest part about this. When I'm just looking at it as a performance piece, though, and also where are you in the learning process of this?
I've been working on it for a few months.
Okay, you can throw caution to the wind now, and if you miss a few notes, so be it. I've talked. You've been sitting here the whole time. I don't know how you. I guess you got a little bit of warm up, but to get up and just play this, it would be so hard. But you heard me talk about like connecting with the composer in this one, and he was incredibly inspired to write this, which is called what?
Dance.
What kind of dance?
Hungarian dance.
Yeah. What makes it a Hungarian dance?
Presumably being from or related to Hungary.
Yeah, and what aspects of this do you associate with Hungary? Anything?
Nothing specifically.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about Hungary personally.
Okay, so questions to ask and actually to listen. And is this originally? This is originally an orchestra piece, yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I've heard everyone play this before, but yeah, definitely an orchestral piece. And the offbeats, so ba, da, 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 is really important. So when you play, it's just as important when we play it together. Then I've got to feel. It absolutely, to me, this is everything was on horses. And it should feel rocky like that, not fieramente, yeah, fiery, play with fire. He's trying to evoke something that he couldn't quite yet because Bartók and Kodály, from that area, hadn't come along yet and hadn't even tried to understand ethnomusicology or just like listen to folk songs everywhere. This is a folk song. This is definitely not a sonata written by Bach. This is as far away from the church as possible. And it has to be, you have to play this with abandon and with zero caution. And anytime, you can't even see it here, but see this right here, it says a tempo?
Yeah.
When it has to immediately go. You have to wake us up because you just played sorry. Sorry, this is really hard. Almost like I fall asleep. You have to immediately wake us up. This has to be way more fun. Can we try from the very beginning?
Yeah.
And if you miss them, it's just us. It's fine. Can we go from the very beginning?
Sure.
This is memorized, yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
This is memorized, I think so. You don't need this. Good. He marked something right here that's supposed to.
Is it pianissimo? Or
It's less, but what's this?
oh, the Leggiero?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I generally just play it like kind of more off the string and a little bit softer.
Yeah,
kind of faster.
It's lighter and with ease. And honestly, it should move. And then and then it repeats itself, right?
Yeah.
But with in this case octaves. But yeah, this should sound like your horse just went out of control for a second, and you're like, or back. Okay. I know we're creating a story to this, but you have to get into the mindset a bit more. Right now, it sounds like a violinistic showpiece, which it is, but it needs much more. Beginning, that's way better. accent on that first note. Immediately zero. So da 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 da. Yeah.
All right.
It's like a vacuum all of a sudden. Yeah. Can we try? And are you not doing this quadruple stop?
So basically, I actually played this part up, not to skip that part and didn't repeat it, so then I just ditched that and went straight to the next part because I played it wrong.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Wow, that was very accurate. Okay. Can we go from the double stops, the double bar, double stops? Yeah.
Like the one right before?
Yes.
Right after?
Yeah. Right after that.
Right after, yeah. Right.
Dangerous. I'm wondering if after all these half notes, excuse me. There it is. Can you hold those even longer? Right now you're lifting, getting it ready. If you miss it, it's okay. Go for it. Right now, hold it. Yeah, it's too conservative.
All right.
Yeah. Right. Double stops, please. Good. Right there. Octave up.
Yeah.
Right on it.
It's going back and forth, lighter between them.
Right on. Right there.
All right. With the piano?
Yeah.
All right.
Good. And after that, in my opinion, this stays this whatever tempo you got to. It doesn't go back to dee da 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 da. It just stays there. This is much more. It's almost like I'm sorry, I don't know the word I'm supposed to say, but traveling band from that area, which we used to say gypsies. I forget what we're supposed to call them now, but it's like they're trying to pretend that they're marching.
All right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that they're not from they're from the city, and they're pretending like, oh, they're pretending to be in a march. This is what they're pretending to be. Da da dee dum da 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 dum, and then it goes back to Hungary. If that makes sense. Can we try it right from ba dee? Accent ta. Good. That can be caesura. Ba da 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 dum. Dee ta dee ta yup ba dee da dee da 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 da. This is a partnership of both parts. Can we try right from the piano?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll put this here just so you have a chance. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's the spot. Good. Can you ignore those dots and remind yourself that those are quarter notes, not eighths with dots? Yeah, it should be much longer. It's also over even though you change the bow, it's over a slur, so it should be long, yeah. Snap. Yeah, no, it's nothing slow. I know you've got triple stops. You sound great on it. Can it be even faster? Right on that?
All right. Like on the same spot?
No, from.
All right.
Yeah, and it stays in that tempo. Vivace is next. I need to hear those crescendos way more. It has to be wild.
Yeah, I kind of skate when I hit that G down at the bottom there.
Oh, this one?
No, these ones. On those ones.
Yeah, it should almost be like a second person that's, I mean, I should be that second person, but you're playing, I'll do that for you. But it has to almost be a second person, and one, really fun, and two, it should be a second voice. So more percussive in a way, and not proper in any way, shape, or form of what we think. Can we go from just right on vivace?
All right. I think it keeps slipping.
Yeah, help yourself by not punching that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost this, like a vacuum of a. It's that, yeah. Good. And it's not marked here, but you should also have a crescendo. Whatever those. So don't apologize for the added note. In fact, bring it out. It should be in your part. Yeah, 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 yeah. Everything is quiet and hilarious. It's like watching someone, like watching an elephant try to tiptoe through I don't know, a china shop, whatever. It's supposed to be a bull, but I said elephant. But yeah, it's supposed to be hilarious in this particular moment. Yeah. Can we try this?
Yeah. Just from the right there.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't have to be super loud, I don't think.
All right.
There's literally no dynamic change, right?
That's true.
There are double stops in this edition. So, can you whisper this even a little bit?
All right.
Stage whisper, so it's a little louder. Yeah, one more time. One more speed on the second note. But right there, even shorter, even lighter. Yeah, right there.
With the piano?
Yes, sir.
What?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Right on. Up. Yep. Whisper that still. Go on. Now go on. More bow speed on the second note. Tempo. Take as much time in the world as you need. If you go faster on these parts, you're building up lots of equity in this, for all this. You could even do that. Right?
Yes.
So it's the element of surprise and the storytelling that we can do, and the amount, so technically, the amount of contrast that we can create in this, the better. more bang for your buck in just one little short piece, right? You have to show much more contrast. And don't be afraid. You sound great when you play the opening, is way better. I think. You're also just more comfortable when you play at the same time. But go for it. And don't be, watch that you don't do. It's leggero, light, easy. It must be different, yeah? As much contrast as possible. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.